while you're used to seeing me inside the ring, we are right here in my hometown of Las Vegas, Nevada, on the Las Vegas Strip in front of the beautiful, legendary fountains. And I have a very special guest with me today. I'm bringing in co-founder of Wow Women of Wrestling, David McLane. Come on
Hey,
over.
Marie! Thank you for having me here tonight. What a special night in front of the iconic fountains. And tonight is 1 week away, one episode away from a special presentation of Wow Women of Wrestling, kicking off like those fountains, baby, from Fremont Street Experience. Oh, baby.
David, as you said, a little bit later, we are going to the Fremont Street Experience, but you do know what's down there, right?
Oh, yes, I do. And people love it. They go down there and they sit in front of the fabulous D Hotel and Casino and have cocktails and drink. People watch. They go to the Four Queens and eat and have drinks right in front of the musical stage. They love it.
You're not wrong about that, David, but I'm actually talking about something else that everybody does when they go down to Fremont Street.
Oh, they go to Circa Resort and Hotel, and they go downstairs to Barry's, have great steaks, and they go to that wine bar.
They do that, David, but I'm actually talking about the world's ultimate zip line, the Slotzilla zip line. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, yes, I have. Millions of people go down to Fremont Street Experience and go down 2 lines of zip lines.
Well, I have a very special surprise for you. I called Fremont Street Experience CEO Andrew Simon, and tonight he's allowing you to go on the famous Slotzilla zip line. You ready?
Thank you, Andrew, but it won't be happening, baby. There's no way you're getting David McLane up there 70 feet in the air to go on any zip line. I do not like heights, and I am petrified of heights. It ain't gonna happen.
We'll see about that, David. I don't know. I have an inkling you might be going on the zip line tonight. But fans, when we come back, we are sitting down with David McLane to get to know the history of Wow Women of Wrestling. It wasn't very easy, was it, David?
No, it definitely was not, and it's a historic moment we're going to talk about and they're going to see, and it's all coming up, and it's thanks to you fans that we're back here in Las Vegas, my favorite city, and the city for the best in sports and entertainment.
Today on WOW, we celebrate the first ever women's wrestling event at the Fremont Street Experience by looking back at how it all began.
It's World Championship Wrestling time, but the sport once completely dominated by men now finds itself invaded by pin-up girls of the pin-down world.
When girls are little, they're taught to be nice.
I don't care about these chicks!
Smile. Don't hit anybody. But there is a certain breed of woman who has chosen to throw that out the window.
Now we go out there and do everything that the men do.
It allowed me to see the superhero inside of me, and it was amazing.
The guys were frightened that we would take their spot.
They were just put on as more or less as a gimmick.
Our lady wrestlers are never ungentlemanly.
We chiseled our way into making our spot. We didn't knock it down with a shovel.
This is a man's world, and they're wrestling in it. They're as tough or tougher than I thought they'd be.
Felt counterculture.
I will be kicking some in the ring.
Felt taboo. These were rebels.
A woman can do that. There is nothing holding me back. It's just fun to watch the empowerment and the fight take over.
Choking her!
The training could not have been more real.
Your back still hits the mat the same.
The athleticism could not have been more real.
You still get kicked in the face the same.
The aches and pains that I felt could not have been more real. Wrestling is meant to be fun. It's meant to be empowering.
We have broke the glass ceiling.
Stars are born.
Some people still to this day and age are like, why would you want to do that? And I'm like, because it's one of the most awesome things you can ever experience.
We weren't just there as a sideshow. We are the show. And here we are.
Okay, we came down here from Ohio about 15 years ago. We've been going to wrestling ever since. We left 9 years ago and went back to Ohio, and we just came back 10 years ago because wrestling's terrific here. We love it, better than any other sport.
Well, when I first fell in love with wrestling, I didn't know the words to express why I liked it.
Alexi!
It's bigger than life characters. It's all the drama, the action, the battles, the feuds, the rivalries.
I am a wrestling champion!
It's high production, it's athleticism, it's excitement, it's storytelling, it is compelling.
It's great watching it on television, but once you come to the live show and sit at ringside and smell the popcorn and feel the energy right there in front of you.
They are Miami's sweet heat.
It's bigger than life. It's so magical.
Well, you never know who's gonna show up when Jekyll and Hyde shows up. Oh, look at that. She's so sweet.
That was very nice.
But now she's a bit maniac.
Maniac!
Who doesn't want to be victorious over the person? Who doesn't want to kick somebody's ass?
I love watching it unfold because I'm like a kid reading that comic book for the first time, opening up the pages and finding out what's going to happen next.
The chair is at the rock.
It's an incredible relationship that you share with the fans.
There is so much history written into the Wow Women of Wrestling story, but right now I'm back here with David McLane on what used to be the site of the famous Riviera Hotel.
The Riviera Hotel and Casino, Katie, that is where Glow was shot, right here on Las Vegas Boulevard. It's history, and you know what else? This is the exact spot where we filmed those famous phone booth scenes of mine. Oh wow, that was a long day shooting those one after another.
The first time I ever laid eyes on women's wrestling, I was 14 or 15 years old, and I was taking photographs for the wrestling magazines. When they came out, they didn't have big ring attire. You basically had two women in 1950 bathing suits wrestling. It was women's wrestling as the sideshow before the main event. They weren't an attraction. They were just put on as more or less as a gimmick.
There was this belief that women were the popcorn match. You know, you would see the list of matches for a show, and right in the center would be, this is when people need to go take a pee break, they need to go to the concession stand, this is where the women go.
Sometimes when I was booked, you wouldn't see your name on the poster. It would just say girls match.
We went to some small town, and I saw Sandy Partlow and whomever she was wrestling. They had to change out in the car. And I said, how come there's not a place for the girl wrestlers to change? And the answer was, they're just the girl wrestlers. That rubbed me wrong when I heard it. We had a women's wrestling match on the Thanksgiving one year, and it was Princess Jasmine versus Candy Divine. The match was great.
Oh yeah, Princess Jasmine.
So when we pulled them apart, I said to the crowd, I said, ladies and gentlemen, how about for the first time in the history of professional wrestling, we put two women inside a 15-foot-high steel mesh cyclone fence and let them fight it out in a steel cage match as the main event of the next wrestling show. Holy smokes, the place was standing up cheering. So I was telling Dick the Bruiser my idea. He looked up at me and says, you gotta be the dumbest person I've ever met. No one's ever gonna watch women's wrestling, and no one's supposed to. They're just here as the sideshow. You've got to be a moron. I said, moron? I just gave us another avenue to make money. The girls need a shot. They could be bigger than the guys.
Clear across the ring.
He goes, your idea's terrible. I told Dick the Bruiser, hey, I'm gonna be retiring. I'm gonna go out and start this women's wrestling business. He says, kid, you're wasting your time. A family friend said, if you wanna start this venture, you gotta go west. to California. That's where dreams happen. I'll never forget driving up and looking at the line of people outside of Gold's Gym in Venice, California, the mecca for bodybuilding. In 2 meetings, we'd cast Glow, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, and that show was sold in syndication. So I'm 2 months in, and our original trainer wasn't gonna make it. So I called up my old friend, Princess Jasmine, and her name was Cynthia. I'm calling her, must be 1, 2 in the morning. And I told her, I'm in trouble, and I need your help. She was out in less than 24 hours later, and she trained the original cast to become the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. And women's wrestling was about to change forever. When I started Glow, I knew we had to change the course of how women's wrestling was presented. And it needed more flair. It needed more flamboyance. It needed a lift. And we gave it a facelift.
David, you hit obstacle after obstacle, but you kept on fighting.
We certainly did, and we're still fighting for you, the fans, and I gotta tell you, I am so excited about going to Fremont Street Experience next week, fans. But before we do, why are we here at this location, Katie?
I think it might have something to do with the big sign behind us.
You got that right. After every Glow show, where did we end up on the evening? Right here at the famed Peppermill Restaurant. And boy, sometimes we were here till the wee hours of the morning.
Well, right now we're here at the Peppermill, but we're headed down to Fremont Street. And David, don't forget, we're getting you on that zip line.
I don't know about that, but we'll find out.
Amazing that 25 years ago, you made history with the all-female cage match featuring Selina and Thug. And then just 2 weeks ago, Miami Sweet Heat took home the title of 5-time WOW World Tag Team Champions inside that silver cage.
Yes, 2 cage matches made history here in WOW, but looking ahead, fans, it's none other than Jesse Jones and Big Rig Betty will be in there against those champions, Miami Sweet Heat.
And David, I heard you actually have an exclusive clip of Lindsay and Lori Carlson. Should we roll that clip?
Let's go to it.
Jesse and Big Rig, here we go again. You're like a bad ex-boyfriend that won't go away, or even worse fashion. I mean, you're the definition of, bless your heart, just unclassy and unworthy. I mean, ugh. Just disgusting, Laura. I mean, they don't even deserve to be in a WOW ring, let alone in the ring with the 5-time WOW Tag Team Champions of the world. I mean, first off, they should have been disqualified for interfering with our cage match. They shouldn't even got this match to begin with. But you know what? If David wants to give it to him, whatever. I mean, we've beat them plenty of times, these dang hillbillies. We'll beat these hillbillies down again. Let's go, Laura. Honk, honk.
Strong words we just heard from the tag team champions of the world. And let me set the record straight here, Katie. The reason Jesse Jones and Big Rig Betty are getting the first title championship shot against the new 5-time tag team champions is because everyone was appalled at what Miami Sweet Heat did to little Holly Swag inside that steel cage. And you just couldn't believe it, and that's why they're getting the big shot next week.
Next week is right, fans. You do not want to miss it. But David, we actually have another exclusive clip from our WOW World Trios champions, Top Tier. Top Tier's Candy Crush will be battling it out with Ashley Blaze next week, so let's roll that clip.
I bet you've all been wondering, where's Top Tier? Where have they gone? I'm lost without Coach. Relax, okay? I've been putting Top Tier through Coach's Training Boot Camp. Because not only are we your trio tag team champions, but we are the first ever trio tag team champions, and we are the only trio tag team champions in the history of WoW. That being said, I want to prove that Top Tier is not only the greatest team in all of professional wrestling, but we are also exemplary singles wrestlers. I trust Top Tier, any one of us, to go stand out on their own, just like it were myself. So next week, I will be sending Candy Crush out against Ashley Blaze. You'd think that Ashley had had enough of Top Tier, but I guess she wants 2 broken legs.
You heard it from Coach Campanelli. Candy Crush has a singles match next week against Ashley Blaze.
Well, Katie, the excitement is building. In one more episode, we're going to have WoW featured on Fremont Street Experience. It's something everybody's going to need to see, and it's history in the making. And speaking of history, you know, I get the pleasure of being the host and the voice of WoW every week. But fans, WoW wouldn't happen without you and 2 very special women. That being my co-partner, Jeanie Buss, and the creative head of WoW, the real deal, Selina Majors. And let's hear from both of them.
David, before we go to that package, though, remember, we have one more pit stop to make, and that is the zip line. Are you ready to go?
We are not going to any zip line. We're not doing the zip line, fans. No way.
David, we're going to the zip line. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
I collected comic books when I was a kid, and I was that kid that would tie a towel around my neck and run around the house pretending to be Supergirl. That's what this was. These were larger-than-life characters, you know, fighting for what they believe in.
Jeanie Buss is such a badass. She's unapologetic about being a woman. She's unapologetic about being tough. She's unapologetic about wanting to be a winner.
Jeanie Buss and David McLane complement each other beautifully. David is a showman, and he lives this world. Jeanie is a really skilled, really smart, incredibly credible business person. And between the 2, it's the full package.
Jeanie Buss had that vision. She knew what WoW could become.
When I was 11 years old, there was a match that was billed as Battle of the Sexes.
Live from the Astrodome in Houston, Texas, the tennis battle of the sexes, Billie Jean King versus Bobby Riggs.
I was a kid, I really didn't pay attention until my dad sat me down and said, I want you to watch this because this is gonna change the world.
Back in the day when there wasn't cable and there wasn't streaming, there were just a few things to watch, and everybody was watching that.
I can remember watching it at my house in Indianapolis. Whether you were a tennis fan or not, you watched it because it was theater, it was sports, and it was entertainment.
There's Bobby doing his thing, the big act, the big bluster.
And the women weren't talking trash or cocky, and neither was Billie Jean King. She was pretty quiet. It was Bobby Riggs that was, you know, doing all of the yapping.
Girls play a nice game of tennis for girls, but when they get out there on a court with a man, even a tiny little man of 55, they're going to be in big trouble.
In the 70s, there was a real misogyny in reporting. The way that they covered women was, you know, if you're an entertainer or a singer, an athlete, I want to talk to you about your achievements, but certainly we're going to frame it around how you look.
A very attractive young lady, and sometimes you get the feeling that if she ever let her hair grow down to her shoulders, took her glasses off, you'd have somebody vying for a Hollywood screen test.
Yeah, she's looking really good. You must be delighted the way she's going so far.
Yes, we're real pleased with the way she and I think she'll do it.
Well, we're up here real pleased with the way Billie Jean's mother looks. A very dignified and lovely-looking lady.
Maybe it was because of women's lib and women trying to fight back that there was almost a, well, I'm gonna put you in your place, sweetheart, kind of an attitude with some of the male journalists.
If there is a weakness in Billie Jean King, I'd say that as all women, she may be a little bit slower than the men.
Battle of the Sexes wasn't just about a nice game of tennis. It was about who's the winner and who's the loser. And I think women took this very personally, and really so did men. I'm sure it was a blow to their ego to see a woman beat them on the court.
Billie Jean King defeating Bobby Riggs not only changed the world, changed impressions, put women at the forefront of a sport, but it also showcased what a rivalry and a feud could do to drive consumer interest.
It blew my mind. It changed my thought about what I could be capable of as a young girl, that gender roles weren't going to keep me from pursuing something that inspired me.
A lot of girls would be playing a lot more sports if people would accept them better in society, because it's generally, if a woman decides to go into sports, it's a no-no and it's a negative approach. And
why?
Because it means you're masculine, it means you're aggressive, all those things that people connotate with not being a woman or a lady, and that's finally changing. You've got to have a place to display your talents.
She is still a mentor of mine. I'm blessed to know her, and she is a person who is not afraid to speak her mind.
This June marks the 50th anniversary of Title IX. That's the landmark law that bans discrimination on the basis of sex in educational programs or activities that receive federal money and has provided equal opportunities for women in sports. It would not have passed without the efforts of Billie Jean King and other players who put their careers on the line to fight for women's rights in athletics back in 1973.
One day in high school, they came to me and they said, "You're on the girls' golf team." And I said, "I've never played golf in my life." And they said, "Well, if we don't have a women's team, we can't have a men's team. And we'll teach you how to play golf." And because of Title IX, I ended up falling in love with the sport, and we won the city championship my senior year.
To me, one of the most impactful things as a sports journalist was being in the Rose Bowl when Team USA won the world championship. You heard this higher decibel of little girls screaming. And you've never heard anything like 100,000 little girls and women screaming for their favorite team. It's not USA, USA, it's USA, USA. And it was mind-blowing and empowering. It was emotional.
I always felt that if I had the chance that I would invest in women's sports, giving opportunities to female athletes to shine.
The real deal, Selina Majors!
When I was about 11 years old, me and my dad, we started going to the wrestling a lot. The typical weekend was Friday night, Saturday morning, and Sunday night. And it was all packed with wrestling.
Well, you know, all the accolades, all the awards, all the belts, all the titles, all the money, everything that has gone into this woman's career doesn't mean anything right now. Oh, she wants his nugget. Here we go.
The first time I ever thought about really thinking this is what I want to do, we had gone to the wrestling matches, and it was the first time I seen women wrestlers. On the way home, I was usually really chatty and telling my dad, like, "Oh, did you see him do this? And did you see that?" And I was like super quiet. And he was like, "What are you thinking about?" I was like, "That's what I want to do." And that was the first time I realized, because I seen women could do that. So that was a big, big moment for me. I followed up by saying, I want to do that, but I don't want to wrestle like they did. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, they pulled hair and they fought like girls. I said, I want to wrestle like the boys do. And he was like, well, maybe one day you can do that. So.
The Georgia Peach, Bambi.
On the independent scene, I wrestled as Bambi. And back then, I always kind of wanted to keep my real name private. I liked the fact that I was just Bambi. The kids all liked me. And at the shows, it was easy for them to chant, Bambi, Bambi.
I came here for one reason tonight, and that's to make my dream come true.
When I ended up with David and WOW, like 20 years ago,
I'm doing it not only for me, not only for you, but for you, Dad.
I just decided to go with my real name, Selina Majors. I know a lot of people say that you have to make a lot of sacrifices, but it's a blessing. It's a blessing to get to do what you love to do, and it's a blessing to get to live out your dream.
This is the epitome of professional women's wrestling.
When I see Selina Majors, I'm humbled by her. Like, she can do anything.
Boy, no kidding. Watch this.
She's so powerful. I don't even think she realizes how much she means to somebody like me. And the idea that I get to work with her and that she's training the next generation of women wrestlers, what a gift.
I take that into a big bag.
And that's when she hits the ropes and does the thing. Give me a minute, I'll figure it out.
I was between careers, and somebody sent me on an audition, and I had never been on an audition. I didn't even know what they meant when they said sides. I was like, do a what?
I had moved out to California to become a dancer and ultimately work in the fitness industry.
We feel if we concentrate and focus on you guys and who you are, we're going to capture a female demographic. So we're looking for that personal connection with you guys.
There was this audition for athletic women for a superhero show.
Oh my God, having female athletes out there is incredible. I mean, we work so hard. I'm in the gym every day, I eat healthy, and I have nothing to show for it. We have all the sex symbols out there. We can be sexy and be fit, and we just need to show them. Because we can do it, we're strong. We just need to show them that, and I think this is such a great concept. I'm so excited about this.
I had an agent who sent me to an audition, and there was like 100, maybe even 200 girls. There was a lot of girls.
Why would you be a good wild performer?
Because I'm athletic and I like to talk to people, so I'd be good to go on the road, and I like kids, and that's what you're aiming towards. And I think you could come up with some good things for me, like I could be the movie star or some kind of Barbie character.
So I made it past that first day, and then I end up at this callback, and it's in this backyard at a beautiful house in Pasadena, and there's a wrestling ring.
Everybody move closer. So we don't have any distractions.
And it wasn't until I arrived there that I discovered that it was actually a wrestling show.
Clothesline this. All right. Okay.
He thought he was sending me on an audition to be an interviewer for the show. A hero pose?
Yeah.
Let me can flex for you. No, I would just do the usual hero pose like this. And I'm like, I have always wanted to be a wrestler. I'm staying.
Well, I used to do cheerleading. I do aerobics. I lift weights. I do a little bit of Taekwondo. And right now I'm shooting a martial arts movie over the summer. Ta-da!
When I walked in and it was women being featured at the center of this show, I mean, that was it. He had me at female empowerment.
The community and like what you guys are describing sounds like a really cool thing to be a part of. Selina Majors is the trainer, and Selina's a larger-than-life character.
A lot of girls take these little bitty baby steps. Oh, wait. So you want to take big steps, big giant steps. 1, 2, 3.
The training was pretty intense.
Now watch how her hand does, watch how her shoulder rolls, and keep your head tucked. Good job, very good job.
The athletic ability of the girls is incredible now.
Better.
There's only so many spots at WOW. There's only so many spots at any other wrestling organization. You have a better chance of making it as an NFL player as an actor, as a baseball player, than you do a pro wrestler.
We've evolved from the days of I was told I couldn't do that because I'm a girl to now we go out there and do every single thing that they want to do. If they see it on television, they go into the gym, the school, and like, I want to learn how to do this. And I'm like, okay, let's watch it. Let's learn how to do it.
But it was well scouted by the veteran Chantilly. Arm drag again. They're bringing her up for a suplex.
Miami Sweet Heat defend their tag team titles on the Fremont Street Experience.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're coming from the city that is known for staging the biggest events in the world.
Don't miss it.